When asked, teachers, both new and experienced, regularly say that classroom or behavior management is one of the most challenging aspects of their work. The best way to manage challenging behavior in your classroom is to create conditions where the behavior is less likely to occur. Today, in collaboration with the McDowell Institute at Bloomsburg University, we will share a self-assessment tool designed to help create conditions to reduce challenging or disruptive behavior in your classroom before it starts. Let's get started in today's pop-up practice. Hello, I'm Chris Davis, a member of the AUDY team at Patton. As a teacher, we've all experienced some challenging or disruptive behavior in our classroom. And while classroom management may not prevent all challenging behavior, a teacher who can create a safe and predictable learning environment will typically enjoy greater student success, both academically and behaviorally. As we know, a key part of improving any aspect of teaching is reflection. The best teachers reflect on their teaching practice regularly, identifying what they did well and what areas need improvement. To assist in continuous improvement, there are many resources available to teachers. However, many of them are labor or time intensive and cannot be implemented realistically by teachers. In this video, we're going to share a tool developed by our friends at the McDowell Institute at Bloomsburg University, right here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Named the Baker's Dozen because it has 13 questions or criteria, this self-assessment is designed to provide a time-efficient way for teachers to check their classroom management. If you would like to learn more about the McDowell Institute and their work in the area of social, emotional, and behavioral wellness of students, you can find them at the link in the description. And if you're like me and want to know why 13 is a baker's dozen, check out the article in the description. Now, let's get cooking with the Baker's Dozen. The Baker's Dozen is grounded in research and experience and connects to a number of important concepts within education today. First, it's based on previous work from the Center on Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports. This self-assessment also closely relates to the 6 classroom practices described by the folks at Midwest PBIS Network and includes many critical components of a trauma-informed classroom. Additionally, the Baker's Dozen aligns with Domain 2, Classroom Environment, of the Danielson Framework for Teachers. The Baker's Dozen consists of 13 statements that you will reflect on based on a recent lesson or class. We will get into the directions for how to use the assessment in a bit, but first, let's look at what's inside. The 13 questions look at different aspects of classroom management, such as the classroom design, rules and expectations, student engagement, and responding to inappropriate behavior. Some of these areas are tied to only one item on the assessment, while other areas include multiple items. As noted by its author, the 13 items reflect research-supported practices that, when consistently employed, have been shown to positively impact student behavior and the learning environment. When using the Baker's Dozen, it's best to schedule a series of dates when you plan to reflect on a lesson. In this way, you will evaluate your classroom management over time. This is possible as it will only take a couple of minutes to complete the assessment. New or novice teachers might want to use this assessment more frequently, such as every few lessons or once a week, while more experienced teachers may feel comfortable using it less frequently. When scheduling your reflection, a time closer to the delivery of the lesson is preferable, but this is not always possible or practical. Completing the reflection as soon as you can after the lesson is the goal. When reviewing the Baker's Dozen, teachers should try to visualize at least one explicit example for each item as evidence of the successful use of a concept. If you are unsure or uncertain about an item, you should mark it as a no. Once you have answered each item, simply count your yes answers to calculate your score. Your score is then compared to the scoring guide found at the bottom of the self-assessment. Perhaps more important than your score, when you have finished, review the items marked no. These are areas where you may have room for growth or improvement. Each item is unique in the action steps it requires. For example, you may need to bring more attention to a specific action while teaching, such as rapport building with your students. Or you may have to develop a plan or a resource for classroom routines or expectations. Another example is you may need to seek additional training or support to increase your knowledge and skills in a specific area, such as behavior-specific praise or error correction. Regardless of the results of the self-assessment, the Baker's Dozen is a starting point, not the finish line. Like most aspects of teaching, adopting a growth mindset of continuous improvement is the key to sustained success. So that wraps up our quick look at the Baker's Dozen. If you like this video and you want to give it a try in your own classroom, head over to the video description and you will find the resources there. Both the self-assessment and a one-page document full of helpful tips and reminders for using the Baker's Dozen are provided. Also, feel free to share this video and its related resources with your colleagues. Thanks for watching, and remember, practice makes progress.